And what a wonderful day. What's up, guys? Welcome to the video, and this is 10 things I hate about my car. We are in 2025, and I just wanted to put the first video out. So first of all, Happy New Year's, and let's actually get into 10 things I hate about my car. I have owned this car for about 2 to 3 years now, and obviously that's a good enough time to, you know, make a list of 10 things that I dislike about the car so far. So the car has been good to me for about the past couple years that I had it. I haven't had anything major except for one thing, but we'll get into that a little later. Let me get to number one. First thing I hate about my car is actually something that the car should have came with, I feel like, because it's a pusher start, and that is keyless entry. So right here on the door handle, if you have any trim that's above the Sport and the LX, it comes with keyless entry. You know, you walk up to your door, it unlocks, you open the door, you get into the car. You go away, there will usually be a button here you would lock the car with, or most of those trims, you just walk away and the car will lock. Now, this car didn't come with it. It's beyond me why it didn't come with it. Most people be like, oh yeah, you should have just paid the extra money and just got the car or the trim, you know, got the next trim up, whatever. Yeah, that's true, but at the same time, this car doesn't take a physical key you put into the door anymore. Remember, it's a keyless, it's a push to start car. Since it's a push to start car, I feel like the car should just come with, no matter the trim, it should just come with keyless entry. Kind of annoying at times. It's not that big of an annoyance to me, but it is a little bit annoying because, you know, it's just a quality of life thing to have for any car. I just feel like they should have just put it into the car. Now with that out of the way, the next thing that I think the car that I didn't like, actually is something that I didn't like on the car since I got it, and it was the headlights. Now you can see these headlights are completely different, they're custom done, which is okay, but if you remember how the car actually came, which is only between the years 2018 through 2020, actually all the years, but they stopped including that headlight on the trims above the LX, and that is the stock headlights. Here's a picture. The stock headlight, it just looked kind of weird to me. I didn't really like how they looked. That's like probably my only thing I didn't like, but I only got this specific year because I like the front bumper that it had, the stock front bumper. Obviously this is a complete different bumper, but the headlights were just the only thing I didn't really like about it, because it just didn't look good to me. I don't know, because they had that weird cutout with like the rest of it looking nice for some reason. I don't know why Honda did that thing, but that's another thing they did. But it's not a really big deal breaker, because you always can change out headlights. If you guys remember, I had Lexus style headlights before these guys right here. These are stock 2021 headlights. They came off a 2021 Accord, and obviously I put them on this car, and then I had them custom done. As you can see, the lights are just doing their thing right now. So that's actually number 2 on what I don't like on my car. Let's actually get into number 3 and move on to the next area. Number 3 is the ANC module in this car. If you guys own a 2018 through 2022, I don't know, I haven't seen that much 2022s have it, or 2021s, but at least for the 18, 19, and maybe the 20, there's an active noise cancellation module in this car. And what it does, it, you know, pretty much acts like a noise cancellation when you're driving inside the car. So what it does, it basically just like drowns out all the outside noise and the cabin noise, so you can have great sound with your music. Well, the thing is with this module, and it's located like under here, is that it creates this weird bass tone or whatever it is when you're driving at low speeds. So all you hear is and it's like really bad. It's like the worst thing you can hear in your car. The way that you fix that is actually by unplugging the module under here. So you have to take apart the glove box and then go into there and then, you know, unplug the module, or replacing the mic that was actually back here. There was a mic up there. It's still there, but I unplugged the module. Number 4 is actually this. And if you don't know what that is the vehicle's safety system. The thing is, with at least for the earlier years, this is a 2018, so this is like one of the first years I got it, and this thing likes to not work half the time. It will literally go out and say, oh, adaptive cruise control problem, your lane departure won't work, or emergency braking won't work. And it's so annoying because it does it almost every time. I think I have to fix the position of the sensor, probably get it recalibrated, but it's pretty annoying because it happens a lot and it just goes on and off. And then like one way to fix it is to turn off the car, turn it back on, and then all this goes away. But it comes back on after probably a minute or two of driving, and it does it all the time. And you don't know how annoying it is when that happens, because sometimes you're just driving and you want to just use your cruise control. Well, once this happens, cruise control does not work at all. Like literally, let me turn it on. Actually, it's on right now. And actually, first let me get on the highway. So here we're on the highway, and I'm gonna hit set. See, it says it's off. Doesn't work, and that's it. You just lose cruise control. Like, you don't need cruise control all the time, but it's like sometimes if you're going on a road trip or like you're just driving pretty far, you just want to put on cruise control for a little bit. If that doesn't work, you're kind of out of luck. You kind of have to just sit there and manhandle it, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, we've been driving before all this stuff was in the car, but it's just a life quality or a feature to have. But the thing is, you can activate regular cruise control by holding down this button right here. So if I hold it down, it goes into regular cruise control, but it still doesn't work. You see, it does not hold speed. It's decelerating. So it still doesn't work regardless. It's just another thing. Like, come on. I understand the adaptive cruise control not working, but does the regular cruise control not have to work also? Like, really? Like, I don't get it. Can you guess what number 4 is? Let me show you. Yeah, it's not on the dash, but it pops up on your dash. That is the tire pressure monitoring system. So, the tire pressure monitoring system on this car. This is a 2018, which, I mean, I guess sure they didn't add it in the 2018, but they made 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and the tire pressure monitoring system is all the same. And what I mean by that is it doesn't tell you exactly how much pressure is in each of your tires. Like, we're in 2025 now, and they made the 2023 and up to now Honda Accord and other Honda models, and they still don't tell you how much pressure is in each of your tires. It makes no sense right now. Like, it's beyond me why it's not on the car still, but like, come on, we're in 2025. Like, our car should tell us what tire pressure is in each tire by now. Now with the tire pressure monitoring system, it actually leads into the next topic, which is the Honda Link app. Now, this is the Honda Link app. I don't know how well you can see that. It's dark, my screen. Let me go in the car. This is the Honda Link app, and this is pretty cool because it monitors your car, whatever you can see, like your oil pressure, mileage, and all that. That's inaccurate, by the way. And then gas hasn't updated. I don't know when's the last time it was updated. Dang, in 2024 is the last time it was updated. So the thing about this app is this thing does not work that well. This app does not work that well. They made an app where you could actually see things on your car, control, but I feel like there's a few things that should have been on here, and it needs to obviously be working well. It doesn't work that great. Like, number one, the tire pressure thing I just said. Like, sure, it should say it on your car somewhere, your tire pressure, but it also should say it on the app. Like, if I open this app, because this app usually opens as soon as I turn on my car, it opens the app and shows me everything. This thing should show the tire pressure. It should show your engine temp or whatever, or it does show problems. Like, I have a recall for the car that's on here, but it should show more things. And then on top of that, some things shouldn't be locked behind a paywall. There's a lot of potential this app could have, like, number one, to remote start your car. Number 2, to select the climate after you remote start the car. And number 3, to check pressures of your tires or whatever. Like maybe you remote start the car and the car turns off. There should be a notification, hey, the car turned off, or your car turned on, or hey, there's an engine light here showing this and that and that and the third, whatever it is. Like there's so much potential this app could have had, but it doesn't have that much potential. They even have it here on the radio screen. Like, this thing, literally, this is all it shows. Like help and support, messages, connect to it. It says my phone is connected, but it hasn't been, you know, updating on here at all. Like this thing is like out of date. Oh look, it actually says connected to my car, so now everything should be updating. Nope, still shows 2024. Again, we're in 2025 and this thing is showing February of 2024. Like that's how bad it is. Like this thing should be working way better than how it's working right now. Let's get on to the next one and let's talk about that. The engine. Now, there's nothing wrong with this engine, but it does have its flaws. And one of the biggest flaws that it has is head gasket. Now, I haven't had a head gasket problem yet on this car. It eventually will happen. I just don't know when, but it will happen eventually. But if you know these cars, at least for this particular engine, this engine head gasket, or the head bolt studs, I should say, is trash. Like these cars will blow head gaskets like as low as like 20,000 miles. There's a lot of people in the Facebook forums that I've seen head gasket blow. They had like 30k miles on the car. Some people's head gasket blew like literally yesterday, New Year's Day. Head gasket blew before New Year's. Like that's just one thing that this car has, is its engine issues. And if it's not the head gasket, it's probably your fuel injectors. Maybe your spark plug and coils, but you should be changing your spark plug and coils at its service interval. But the biggest thing is the head gasket on this car. It's just trash. It's not really the gasket, it's the head bolt studs that Honda uses. Like it's a turbo engine and you want to use these weak head bolt studs to hold it together. Like come on, like really? And then on top of that, Honda knows it's an issue, but they don't want to fix the issue. They just let it be. And it's like, why? Just fix it. Like they should be issuing a recall for all the head bolt studs and, you know, fixing that problem. Because why are we buying a car that's worth like, you know, $20,000, or even the new cars at like $30,000 to $40,000 just to have a weird issue of the head gasket blowing, and then, you know, it costs a lot of money to fix. Like besides that, the car has been great. I haven't had really much big issues besides the transmission going out, which that happened right before we had to go to Tennessee. That thing went out. We took it out within 4 days. We had 4 days left. We did it in 2 days. We took it out. First day it went out. The second day we put the new transmission in, and then we drove it all the way down to Tennessee, and, you know, we had fun out there for the whole week. But that's probably the biggest problem. Number 6 is the head gasket on this car. It is just not it right now. Blame Honda for that. And then while we're on the topic of the head gasket and the engine bay, the next one is rodent damage. Now, this isn't just really particularly just Honda. This is any car that can happen to, but specifically this car, rodents love this car, this engine, these wires. Like a few weeks ago, I think a month ago or maybe 2 months ago, Kim had a rodent chew her wire out on her car. Her gas pedal wasn't working right, so the car was in limp mode because a wire got chewed up by a rodent. It took me a long time to find the wire that was chewed up, but I found it, I fixed it, and now her car runs great. But luckily they didn't chew the main sources of this. Let me turn off this engine, it's loud. Okay, so the thing that the rodents love to chew on this car is this one right here and this wire. They just chew those two wires up. And the reason why, number one, it's winter time here, it's January. You know, if you live in New York, you know how cold it gets in New York, especially if you live in the city. It's the worst. But rodents will crawl up in your car, in your engine bay, you know, just like this leaf in here that's just chilling in here. You can get out of here. But you know, they'll come up inside your engine bay because it's warm, because your car was just running. Then they're gonna be in there getting all their warmth, and then while they're in there, these taste good to them, these wires. So they just chew it up. Next thing you know, you have a problem. Your car doesn't run right, a cylinder isn't working, you're in limp mode, you can't go nowhere. You know, you're probably fearing the gasket, oh my God. But all it is just a rat or a mouse or something just decided to chew up your wires inside the engine bay. So if you guys can, I had an engine cover, but I took it off, but I'm probably gonna get another one for it. But if you own a 1.5, get an engine cover. Also, get rodent tape. Honda sells the rodent tape. Even if it isn't from Honda, I think there's rodent tape all over. You could just buy some. Obviously, I haven't done that yet. I haven't put rodent tape. I haven't had problems. I mean, I had an engine cover before, but I should still get rodent tape and put another engine cover on this thing. But yeah, that's another thing I hate, is how rodents love to chew the wires inside of this car, and how accessible they are. Because like, come on, like, you see how accessible it is. Like, you open the hood and it's right there. Like, they can't miss it. Like, it is a 1.5 problem, but it is also a problem with every car, whether you have a 2.0, 1.5, Audi, Lamborghini, whatever it is, they'll chew up inside of here. But you got to just get some rodent tape, and then that shouldn't be a problem if you put rodent tape on it. So make sure you guys, if you do have this car, get rodent tape. Another thing about this car that I hate is the interior seats. Let me show you. Excuse my mess, but the stained seats. These things get stained. I know my car is dirty right now, but even if it wasn't dirty, like some water or whatever spilt here, and it created this weird looking stain inside the car. Now, it's hard to get that stain out. It's not easy to get that stain out. I tried. Like, you might as well just put seat covers, or like get leather seats or something, because this cloth, half leather, half cloth thing, it's just weird. Because it's not even that, it's just the cloth that they use is weird, because it just stains and it doesn't come out, and it just looks ugly in your interior. Because why is it stained like that? Like, it's beyond me. Like, but that's just another thing I hate, because it shouldn't be stained like that. But again, that's how they made the car. They thought it looked good, but they didn't realize the consequences that it would have on there. But the stained seats is annoying to look at. It's just ugly. It's just disgusting, because it looks like somebody, you know, wags their pants on the seat or something like that. In reality, that's not what happened. It's just liquid spilled, and then here we go. Now the seats are completely stained. I mean, don't get me wrong, liquid will stain anything, but like, that was just water. That was just water. And that's from, like, you know, when it's raining outside. When it's raining outside and you get in the car, that created that. Rainwater or bottled water or whatever it is. It's just water that created that. And it created this weird stain that won't come out, and it's annoying. It looks ugly, and it's the worst thing in the world in your interior. Let's go on to the next one. The next thing is the cluster. Let me show you. So this is the cluster of the car. Now, it's half digital, half analog, which is cool, but they could have at least made this full digital. But not even that. We have navigation. So if you use Apple Maps, you will get turn-by-turn directions right here on your cluster, and it'll be only on this side. Now, I know this car was made in 2018, yada, yada, yada. But they could have done a better job with adding stuff on here. Like, I understand it's 2018, but cars like way back then had a lot of features that these cars are getting now. You know what I'm saying? So I can't imagine how in 2018 they couldn't add a little bit more to this. They could add just a little bit more. I understand it's digital, like, you know, it's cool. You have your fuel range, you have your time and speed and all that, yada, 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 and all that. But when you're connected to Apple CarPlay, like, it just says this. Like, how is this not integrated into here, bro? Like, how? Like if I open this, I should see my contacts that I have here on here. I'm not gonna show you my contacts, but I should have my contacts that are on there showing up here. Like I should be able to scroll through my contacts right here, select my contact and call them. And for the final thing I hate about my car is the accessory. Now, what do I mean by accessories? So Honda has OEM accessories you can get for the car, but they come at a price and they kind of suck. So some of the accessories you can get is like, you know, parking sensors. You can get parking sensors in the front and the back. You can get like door lights. You can get a couple things, which isn't bad, but they kind of suck, if that makes sense. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of accessories they could have given you, but instead they gave you kind of the sucking ones.Maybe some of them are useful, but they're not great, and they're a little bit pricey. I felt like they could have done better with the accessories for this car. They could have given you like, you know, I have turn signal mirrors right there. They could have made that an accessory. Like they could have easily made that an accessory. Like they could have put the wiring in the original mirror and then let you buy it as an accessory if you want to add it to your car easily by factory. Or again, there are more things they could have given you. Like some cars have blind spot monitoring that you can add on after you buy the car. You don't have to purchase the car with blind spot monitoring. You actually could just buy the blind spot as an accessory and add it to the car, no problem. I don't know why they didn't do that with this, you know? And actually ties back in with the first thing I said, the keyless entry. That could have been an accessory. They could have easily added it as an accessory. That's something you can add on to your car after purchase if you wanted to, or as you purchase the car, or whatever it is. They could have easily made it an accessory, but they didn't. So like, there's so much things that they could have done with accessories wise. Like I know they have body accessories, they have like, you know, inside interior accessories and all that, but the thing is they didn't add a lot of things that they could have added. They actually had a missed opportunity, to me at least. It might not be to a lot of people, but there's a missed opportunity there that they could have done. So the accessory thing is my biggest thing I hate. Was they could have done so much with the accessories. Like they could have added so many things that you could have put onto your car from factory after you purchase. Because remember, like I said, your average person isn't looking for certain features, but maybe after you purchase the car, you're like, okay, yeah, maybe I did want this feature. Well, if they had it as an accessory, you could have bought it, you know, after you purchased the car. So those are my 10 things I dislike about my car. The car has been great to me all last year, and you know, we're in 2025 and you know, another year to go. Let's see what happens this year with this car, what's going to be changed and all that, because I'm getting ready for GAT in October again. So we're definitely going to take the car back out there. Hopefully I can get a second car, because I would like to, you know, have a second car and take that car and the second car out there, even though I don't know who's going to drive the second car if I could get it modified in time. But yeah, if you guys did like the video, subscribe,